contributor Erin Elmore and the host of The Grace Curley Show, Grace Curley. Ladies, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so the CDC put out a statement on this. They said that the CDC has traditionally engaged with organizations and groups that are impacted by the guidance and recommendations issued by the agency. These informative and helpful interactions often result in beneficial feedback that we consider in our final revisions to ensure clarity and usability. Consulting these teachers' unions that we have seen their insane demands over the last few months. So it seems like they're focusing more on these teachers than on the science to open schools.
There is absolutely no focus on children, I'll tell you that. This has become nothing about science, everything about politics. Children in red states have been back in school since August/September. Okay, that's public and private. Private schools are all universally back. So all we are doing here is creating a bigger chasm between the haves and the have-nots. Because anyone that can muster up the courage and the finances to look at their checkbook and spend that much for private school are going to do so. This is so wrong to do to children, and they are being used as nothing more than political pawns. And I tell you what, anyone who is at home, fed up, watching or listening, you need to run for school board right now, because we need to get these Democrats out. We have to get involved. This is an atrocity, and this is terrible for our children. My heart breaks for them every day.
Yeah, the school boards are where it's at right now, considering everything that's going on. And we just talked about critical race theory. We talked about going back to school. So much of what's happening. And I agree with you. It's funny how the CDC is listening to these folks, but the teachers aren't listening to the CDC, right?
Wow. Well, first of all, kids in southern states go back way before September. My son goes back in Florida on August 15th. So the clock is ticking. Honestly, I looked at her and all I could keep thinking to myself was, how does she sleep at night? Perhaps she's a mother, she's a grandmother, she's an aunt. You are keeping these children out of school. There are higher suicide rates, depression. Children have no socialization. It is so sad to see what's happening to the children in America. And by the way, what about in communities of color and underserved neighborhoods where they rely on their school for sometimes up to 2.5 meals a day? I mean, half is in a snack and things of that nature. What happens to these children that are completely slipping through the cracks? And I have news for those liberal elites in New York City that think that their schools are so far superior. You haven't seen one. You haven't been in a school. Your private schools are teaching critical race theory in the 1619 Project, and your public schools aren't back. So our Texas schools, our Mississippi schools, our Florida schools are running circles around you. So let's talk about the Ivy League schools in about 10 years. Not that I want my kid to go to one, but I bet you there's going to be a lot more Southern kids at them.
That'll be interesting to see. We'll keep track of that. Grace, the president, continues to wear a mask outside despite CDC guidelines.
Frankly, I'm not going outside until I know everybody outside has had the shot.
Mismessaging, and I would laugh at that because it's so outrageous, but it really infuriates me because all it does is sow doubt in this vaccine. If you believe in the vaccine and if you believe in medicine, you should be telling people, listen, take your masks off, go outside, go for a walk.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.